A couple of things I should warn you about when it comes to the host of this platform. He's been known to put dog shit in his boss's office, offend the petty corner, slap news, and welcome to Slap Son. He's not afraid to call people retards or pickle puffers, and often uses the word fuck. He has a history of calling influencers out on their bullshit, and he finds it humorous when he's mocking his competitors. But two things you won't find on his resume are bullshitting his audience and being politically correct. Fuck that noise. If you're okay with all that, then you already know his name. Please welcome the realest slap-fighting podcaster on the planet and host of Beyond the Slap, Terry Dunning.
Shit, there he is. The man himself who never does interviews. Man, I have been chasing you for a long time. How are you doing, Mr. Slap for Cash?
What's going on?
Man, it's an honor. Again, you don't do interviews with anybody, so when you told me that you had some stuff, I'm not going to lie. I did over 90 miles per hour on the Las Vegas Strip to get here, to get this interview, my man. It's an honor. How are we doing tonight?
Man, I'm good.
Awesome, my man. Now, I'm not going to waste a lot of your time because I know you're one of the busiest people on the roster, and you got a huge following. But, man, you told me you got some gossip and some news about some friendship bullshit going on. You want to go ahead and start kicking in with some of the gossip?
Yeah, I mean, like some people you just can't talk to, like Slap News. He's a company man. You know what a company man is, right?
Yes, sir. Corey's a pickle puffer, and I can say that. I don't like Corey. He told me to my face that he actually, what was the exact word he used? He's jealous of this platform because he has to wait for permission to say stuff, and this platform doesn't need that to speak.
I do believe that he has to tiptoe because he can't say certain shit.
Mm-hmm.
I like all the news things. I watch all the people that do the slap stuff. There's a few of you guys that report on the slap. It needs a bunch of shit going on because there's no way to find anything out. So I don't dislike any of the slap people. I respect everyone's hustle, but what I don't like is when something goes on, like if somebody uses cocaine during a match.
Oh shit!
And see that's what I mean, man. When I battled Dane, he tested positive for cocaine, and right before you go on that stage, you could Google this shit. It's all public information, and I mentioned it to Corey a couple times, and he doesn't say anything about it. In my 20s, let's just say, I used to party with a lot of strippers, and I hit so many fucking lines off strippers' ass cracks, I couldn't even tell you, dude, how many it actually is. But I partied with a lot of strippers and a lot of chicks, all in my 20s, and I had my fun. Now, now that I'm older, I don't use the shit no more. But I had a lot of fun and I partied a lot. So when a motherfucker's using it, you could tell if you've been around it long enough. And the day of the match, this dude was wound the fuck up.
Now, we're talking about Hitman, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're clear on who you're talking about here. Wow.
1,000%.
This is shocking.
He was... Oh, dude, it's all public information, too. It's like, it's something that's, that's out there.
Yeah.
That he tested. And he was gone for a whole year.
Yeah, I remember he was gone.
He was suspended for a year for using it.
Oh, shit, I did not know that was why.
They said, well, he used it the night before or somewhere. He was partying. Bro, anybody who's ever used coke, you don't just use it the night before because the next day it would drain the fuck out of you and you would be completely knocked out. You would have no energy at all.
Right, yeah. No.
Cocaine drains your energy levels down.
Absolutely.
So if you use, let's just say for people that's never partied in their life, right?
Yeah.
If you use yesterday, right? If you use yesterday, tomorrow you're going to be tired because you're up and you're partying and your body's just high as fuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's no using it. So you're not going to use it yesterday and then do a match the next day. Yeah. No, he was lit, bro. Like, another thing, cocaine blocks pain receptors.
Yes, it does.
Once again, this is all. This is all public information. It's something that I'm not just fucking making up.
I got no reason to doubt you. I do have a question for you, if you don't mind me interrupting, and all due respect, because you are the man. I would never disrespect or interrupt you. But are you currently under contract still with Power Slap?
We did. So how I do my things, I do it per show.
Oh, okay.
Just in case, like, we ever want to negotiate for more, or like any of the boxing matches I did, we did each show we did. So a lot of those guys, they'll lock them in for 5 fights. I don't do that.
You're very smart. Holy shit! I like to
do one fight per contract. That way, I have the ability to do whatever I want. Because a lot of those guys are like, well, why can't we do fights? No, there's no why can't we? Why can't you?
Yeah.
And you'll notice some guys can fight, and some girls are fighting. And as long as it doesn't interrupt what Power Slap's doing, you should be able to do what the fuck you want.
Absolutely.
It goes back to that company man shit. Bend over, and I'm just going to put 2 in.
Man, you rock, brother. I'm so glad I got you, because I knew you wouldn't hold back, that you're a real person. You're uncensored and unfiltered. So chasing you for a while, it definitely paid off, my man. Now,
well, a lot of those guys, like, not to name names or anything, but it's like like when Danny in super heavyweight, Danny battled what's his name, the Hawaiian guy.
You're talking about Unko Micah?
No, not him. When he battled Big Mac.
Oh, Big Mac. Okay, yes, Big Mac. All right.
Yeah. So before Danny knew who he was battling, he thought he was battling me. I got a random call from Danny one day, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come to my wedding?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you'll come to my wedding." I'm like, "Why the fuck?" I'm like, "Come to your wedding." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." I was never going to go to the motherfucker's wedding. I was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. Why is he inviting me? And then it registered. I'm like, he's inviting me because he thinks he's battling me. He wants to befriend me.
Yeah, absolutely. I know what's going on. I know how Danny works, actually. Not to talk shit, but I know.
So, I don't really hang out with people as it is. Like I said, I had a party phase all in my 20s, and it is what it is. When you get older, you shouldn't have more than this amount of friends.
I agree.
You count how many friends on one hand, you don't have real friends. So the people I fuck with and hang out with are real motherfuckers. I still fuck with people.
Speaking of friends, you have a really good friend that a lot of people are concerned about, and I don't want you to say too much or give away any personal information. But how is?
Hold on, let me finish this story.
Oh, okay. I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
So, anyways, he wound up inviting Big Mac to his wedding, and once he found out he was battling Big Mac, he he never called me back because he realized who he was battling. So he was battling Mac. And Mac fell for it, went to his wedding, thought he was friends. And if you look back at their match, when Danny smacked Big Mac, he kind of looked like he was going to cry. So that's the kind of games that go on in Power Slap. I don't fuck with a lot of those dudes. Yeah. Let's be real. Outside of Power Slap, if we never met through there, we wouldn't even be talking to each other. So let's just keep it a buck, guys. Let's not get all fucking squirrely because we're signed to the promotion. We can do highs and buys, but I'm not trying to be your fucking friend.
Now,
there are a couple real motherfuckers on that card that are on the roster that I'm cool with, and that I talk to because I feel like they're genuine people. But everybody else can go fuck themselves.
Yes, sir.
And I don't give a fuck, bro.
I agree. A lot of pansies lately.
There was one guy that was, I was cool with for a while, and he started to let it get to him because he was winning. And I told him, I set him aside, and I said, hey, they're only cool with you because you're winning, bro. The minute you start losing, all these people are going to fall off. He's like, you think so? I said, man, I've been around a minute, and I fucking know so. And, the dude wound up getting knocked out, and all those people disappeared. So
yes, sir.
That's just how it is. They're only in it because you're hot and there's hype. The minute you die off, they're gonna run to the next fucking person.
Real as fuck. Slap Out. Merch for fans of all slap fight leagues. SlapOutSport.com.
Yes, sir.
Hype. So it's all a bunch of fake ass fucking shit, man.
Yeah.
Bunch of company men running around. They put you under a lot of pressure. I've done a lot of boxing matches and shit. Done more boxing matches than slap stuff. And in boxing, they just weigh you in. You get to go back to your hotel. The next day, you come down and you fight. And you see commission. That's it. Yeah. You know, slap stuff, they run you around, stress you the fuck out.
Yeah.
And, you know, they got Koa. Koa lost so much weight because they kept getting on him about his weight. Now he looks like a fucking Ozempic toothpick running around. He's all fucking damaged and hurt. He's never going to be 100%. Koa fought best at 380 to 410 pounds. You know, the minute he started losing weight, what happened? What happened when he lost weight?
Yeah, I see. He's not carrying the belt right now. I agree. And I have nothing bad to say about him, but I have to agree with you. And a lot of people said that he probably wouldn't have the power when the weight was gone. And, you know, I'm not knocking him for losing the weight. He's doing great losing it, but he may not be the same guy that people are used to seeing.
Me and Slap News got on we were talking back when we were somewhat cool, and I said, hey, man, is it just me they're trying to get on about losing weight? He goes, oh, no, when Koa won the belt in Saudi Arabia, when he won when the decision was a draw, he said Erica called him. We were sitting down eating. She chewed his ass and said, no more of this 420 shit. 420 pounds.
Yeah.
So he took that to where he had to go lose weight. And he dropped down to, I think it was 370. What happened when he lost weight? He fought best at that 380 to 420 range. He drops below 380 and he loses for the first time since he's been on Power Slap. He shouldn't have listened to anything they said, man. Then once you start losing, you're off their fucking. They don't give a fuck. They're only in it for who's in it for the show. If you're good for the show, then you're good for the.
That's what it is. Do you think they used you for your numbers? Because you have a huge following. Do you think they actually used you a little bit to pull some of your followers into that promotion?
Well, that's the name of the game. If you can't be used, you're useless.
Oh, you're good. You are good.
you know, you could use me, but you're going to pay me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a fair amount for me to sign on.
Nice. Without discussing numbers.
Yeah, I mean, with all fairness,
you're worth it. You built up a following. You were definitely worth whatever they paid you. You agreed to it. And it's not, like I said, you are worth it with the following you have. And you have a background in slapping. So, hey, they paid for what they got. You want a guy that's got this following, you pay.
They paid me, and I came on and did what I do. I bring numbers. I bring people. I bring new watchers to the sport. And there's a lot of people that would have never watched if I wouldn't have signed on. So, the problem with me is I'm just too real about shit. And I don't like being told what to do. So walking into Power Slap, I like Frank. He keeps shit a buck.
I like Frank.
And
too.
I like Dana. He keeps it a buck too, with me at least.
Yes, sir.
Both those guys have always been straight up.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go hire motherfuckers to do your job that have never done the job before, they start trying to tell you what to do. It's like I've been a part of 6 different promotions in boxing, and I did the Russian slap stuff. If you tell me a time we got to be on and do stuff, I'm good to go.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to check in with me. You don't have to call me 50 times. Don't fucking do that. I'm my own boss at the end of the day. I don't want to be told what to do. It's a lot of you just can't tell a guy. Certain people you just can't tell what to do, man. They're gonna do it their own way. And when they signed me, I had more followers than Power Slap. So obviously I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yes,
Leave
sir.
me alone and let me do what I got to do.
Yeah. And I hear Erica's bombing. I'm going to bash her, but I've interviewed a lot of people and I've asked about her matchmaking, and a lot of people are just not happy with the matches she's making, both fans and fighters. And I had the video, if anybody needs proof, to back it up. But people are just not really happy with her. But I do want to bring up. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, as far as that match with, the only reason why I battled Dane was because there's two of them. A lot of people don't know. There's Dane and then there's Lane.
Yes.
And the only reason why that I battled Dane was because Koa's been ducking. I don't even know why. When I asked him, he said, "That's a payday. That's something I need retirement money for to battle you." And I'm like, dude, this doesn't make no fucking sense. So his brother came up, said he would battle me because we got asked to be coaches. Me and Koa were asked to be the first coach on season 1, the first show ever.
I remember that. I do remember.
Frank and Gary took me to Carver Steak and asked me if I would be coaches to season 1. I said, who am I battling? They said, Koa Viranes. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do it just because he's involved. And that was who I was supposed to battle. And if it wouldn't have been for Koa being involved in it, I really wasn't interested. And as far as the brother stepped up, and I was like, well, fuck it, it's his brother. So I didn't train for it, man. I mean, I was eating Hot Pockets and macaroni up until the fucking thing. I didn't train for it all. I came in at 480 pounds, So she didn't match make my match. I don't got a problem with her there. I just don't like being told what to do. Like I said, man, I've been a part of enough stuff and done enough things. If I say I'm going to do something, I'll fucking do it, bro. I'm not going to say I'm going to show up and then not be there. You don't have to chase me around like I'm a fucking hooker in Las Vegas jumping from corner to corner. If I say I'm going to do something and I'm going to be there in battle, I'm going to fucking do it. I'm not one of them guys you got to call in and check in on. I'm good.
Absolutely. Hey, I do want to ask you too.
Or is anybody else? I don't know.
I know you're busy and I won't keep you too much longer, but two things I do want to cover. One, Ryan Phillips made a comment when I asked him if there's anybody who wanted to say something to. He said, fuck you to you. I don't know if he was legit or what, but how would you want to respond to Ryan Phillips, even though he's not signed anymore?
Real questions, straight answers. Beyond the slap.
Hey you, sitting behind your desk with that shit smell on your breath, can you hear me? Hey you, hiding behind your screen with no balls up in those jeans, can you hear me? Hey you, don't keep spreading your drama. People can see you're full of shit.
Well, the problem with me and Ryan Phillips is we're very similar. Ryan Phillips is just one of them guys that speaks his mind, and they hate that about him. They don't like people that speak their mind and say what they want to say. They want company yes men. And Slap for Cash is the motherfucker that speaks his mind.
Sure.
So when you got two guys that speak their mind, I mean, you could ask Dorian Perez and Brian Ellis. They were in the car with me, and it was the four of us, me, Ryan, Brian, and Dorian. Dude, those guys were laughing so hard because me and this motherfucker were going at it so bad. I wanted to pull the car over and beat the fucking shit out of them. And it's just... when two people are very similar, they don't get along?
Yeah. Gotcha.
That's how it is with me and Phillips. At the end of the day, I can't stand the fucking dude, but it's probably just because we're very similar.
Okay.
But I don't have, even though I don't like 99% of the slap motherfuckers, I still don't have ill intentions. Like, not one person on the roster I could go, Yeah, I wish that motherfucker get hit by a bus tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, I don't have ill intentions. I just don't like you, dude.
Absolutely.
Don't talk to me. I don't fucking like you. I'm here to get paid, and I'm here to put on a show. Everything else, fuck off.
Fuck that noise, huh? Listen, my man. Again, I want to ask this question before you have to get going. You have a good relationship that's very well known with Nick. And I don't want to get too personal and stuff, but how is Nick doing? Have you heard anything, man? Can you give people an update on how Nick's doing right now?
You know, with Nick Diaz, he's like a brother to me. I love that dude, man. He's a good guy, and he's the type of dude, if he don't like you or if they sense any kind of fakeness, they'll tell you go fuck yourself. I've seen Nick personally beat up several of our friends in public. He don't give a fuck. He don't care about money. He don't care about fucking nothing, dude. If he don't like you, so for him to allow you to come around, you got to be a real motherfucker, and
I know.
You got to be willing to give your shirt off of your back too. And Nick's just a free spirit, and he's gonna do what the fuck he wants to do. And that's pretty much who I'm friends with, bro, is
Absolutely.
the people that are going to do and live how they want to live. They don't want to be told what to do and, how to wipe their ass and how much weight to lose and how much hair you should have on your face. They're going to fucking do whatever. And Nick's fought the best people in his weight class, in the UFC and Strikeforce around that time.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken a lot of damage, man. This is a guy that used to sit in the shower for an hour on end, just because he was having pain. So he would sit in cold showers, and he would sit in. I've seen him sit in the steam room for hours on end. I've seen him do shit that isn't human like, and he's always said to me like, "You don't understand how much pain I'm in," and I just took that as all the sparring and all the. He's a walk at you fighter. Walk forward. He's not worried about getting hit in his fights. And that's how he spars too. Yeah. I watched him, dude. I watched this motherfucker spar with 18, 19-year-old fresh feet kids. Mm-hmm. Hit hard, move fast. Nick would just walk forward. That's the same way he fights is the same way he spars. And over the years, man, he's in pain. So he doesn't take prescription pills. So, if the guy has something to numb his pain, he's going to use it. And a lot of people don't understand that about him because they don't know him. They're quick to call him names and say bad shit about him. But let me tell you, man, if you're friends with Nick Diaz, he'll give the fucking shirt off his back for you if he likes you.
Yes, sir. Both them Diaz boys.
And if he doesn't like you, he'll beat the fucking shit out of you if you get disrespectful with him. And I've seen him do it to a lot of people.
I think that's why I like them guys. They're real. If you get rude with them, they put you in your spot. Man, I'm not going to keep you long, but if you talk to Nick, tell him the world of combat sports is praying for him and wants to see him do well, man. Just let him know he's thought about out here.
Yeah, he's actually, there's certain people that are really famous that don't even realize they're famous. And he's one of those people. Like, obviously he knows he's a known dude, but I don't think he knows how known and how loved he is as far as, how he fought. And he's just a solid fucking dude. Yeah. Over a decade I've been friends with him. A lot has happened. We've lost a lot of friends in between that decade. Even the friend that introduced me to him, we lost contact with that guy because he was doing weird fake shit. And shit, his brother just beat up in the last couple months, has beat up 3 dudes.
I know.
One being security, one being that Logan Paul fucking lookalike guy. So that's just what you get when you hang out with those dudes. And me and Nick were more the type of dudes to get along because, Nate's not really the type of guy to go party and all that kind of shit. When I was around Nate Diaz and he'd come to Vegas and me and Nick would be partying, Nate would start shadowboxing in the middle of the party.
I believe it, man. Yeah. I fucking believe it. Those guys are wild.
everybody's high as fuck and drinking, and everybody's running around having fun, fucked up, and Nate Diaz is over there fucking. People, and a lot of those people that were partying with, they're not fighters. They never even seen a fucking punch. You got Nate Diaz in the middle of the fucking party, playing around wanting to fight with you while you're high out of your mind or drunk out of your mind. And Nick would always run off and hide from his brother. And he's like, Slap, where's he at? You see him? You see Nate? I'm like, yeah, he's over there. He's like, fuck, I gotta get away from my fucking brother. And he'd always run away from, because he's trying to have fun.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel like, Nate's trying to get him out of there, and he doesn't really want him around all those people, and for a good reason.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you gotta understand something. This guy's been the type of dude that's put his life on the line in the ring and in sparring. Now it's time for him to have some fun. They took away the one thing that Nick Diaz knew how to do, which was fight. And not only that, you dropped the motherfucker in Vegas. So you can't fight for 7 years. And by the way, you're welcome to run free. So he's in Las Vegas, can't fight, can't do the one thing that he knows how to do. But hey, he's in the fight capital of the world. Yeah. Here you go. Devil's Playground, motherfucker. What do you think he's going to do?
You sound just like him when you said that playground, motherfucker. You sound just like him.
I mean, look, man, you can't fight. You can't spar. What's the point of working out? You don't have a fight coming up, so what's the point of training?
Yeah.
So here, you're in Vegas, whereas, where he had to look at these people in the eyes and go to court and have these people judge him and tell him he can't fight because he was smoking weed, which is now legal.
Yeah.
And now, not only that, he leaves and he's depressed. He's going to go have a drink. Next thing you know, you're in Vegas, you're partying. What happens? A bad group of bad bitches come along. Oh my gosh, you're Nick Diaz. And
yep.
They
Shit
fucking
gets
take
wild.
him and he's partying. And, 7 years later, he's, trying to get out of this phase of this numbness he has in his body. And like I said, man, you told the guy he can't do the one thing that he knows how to do.
Yeah.
Nick Diaz is a natural-born fighter. And now that you dropped him off in the middle of fucking nowhere pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can't do that to somebody, man. You can't tell them, hey, you can't fight no more.
Yeah.
Take their money away from them. And that's what happened, dude. And
yes, sir.
It's a fucked up story, but I'll tell you this much: that guy's a solid fucking dude, man.
Yeah, and like I said, I love both them Diaz brothers, as does a lot of people, man. But Slap, I do got to get going, my friend. I got to actually get ready for work. I got to be out of here in 20 minutes, man. But is there anybody you want to give a shout out to? Yes, sir. I work graveyards.
Yeah. No, I don't really want to shout anybody out. I don't think anybody really deserves to be shouted out. I think everybody in Power Slap should, continue doing what the fuck they want to do, and it is what it is. They've replayed my match like over 100 times. Like, holy shit, guys, can we put something else up there?
I fucking love it. Okay, so I'm not the only one, man. I'm hearing that from the fans a lot.
I mean, I started watching it so much, I was like, fuck, man, can we get a new one up there? I mean, I feel like if I would have won, we wouldn't be playing it that much. But, now that I lost, and that's another thing. A lot of the Power Slap people, the reason why I don't fuck with them is because a lot of the people on the roster, they're jealous. They're jealous of the following, jealous that I even was signed on and part of the roster. I got more Slap content, Slap views than anybody on that fucking roster. But I don't go around blurting that out. It is what it is. When I go around these guys, I really don't say much, man, because I really don't like people, man. I don't like people because a lot of them are just there to do what the fuck they're told.
Yeah.
They're not really living, and if people kept it 100 more, I would have more friends, but it's just like, why be friends with somebody? To have them need a favor later, and count on you to capitalize on it, I'm fucking good, man. I don't really like any of it. I think Dorian Perez is a cool motherfucker.
Yes.
And I think the Jackie girl's pretty cool sometimes. And you know, I respect her hustle. I respect her hustle. And you know, I'm glad they brought Paige in. She's really good to promote the sport. They're doing a couple things that I agree with, you know, but a lot of them are just like I said, bro, no reason to become friends with any of them. You know, if Power Slap wasn't here, we would not be talking at all.
I hear you. Slap for Cash, I do gotta bounce. My man, it's been a pleasure.
No, I gotta bounce, motherfucker!
No, brother, man, so many people love you. They're gonna be shocked to see you did an interview, man. I can't thank you enough, Slap.
You know why I did the interview?
What? Because all the controversy right now? You know I needed the help?
Because everybody... when everybody goes left, I go right. That's how I've always been.
Man, I can't thank you enough, brother. Listen, you stay safe. Are you out here in Vegas?
Sometimes.
Are you going to be out here for Power Slap 13 or no? If you don't mind me asking. Just for the fans.
I like to watch it.
Okay.
I definitely. I mean, if I go, it's not going to be because of the fans. I mean, if I go, it's going to be because I generally like to watch Power Slap, and who doesn't like violence? So yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, if the fans see you, even though you're not a people person, they're coming up and giving you a big fat hug and getting pictures, man. I hope you don't mind. I'm telling them to do it. Listen, Slap for Catch, thank you so much, brother. And you do have a following, right, man. I know you won't mind taking pictures with them. Much love, brother. You stay safe.
No. All right, man. Take care.
Yes, sir.